Hello, everyone, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Please invite your friends. And today we are going to talk a little bit about politics and the same time about Islam. Um, lately there is like a big movement, which is obviously anti-Israel. And this movement is very simple. It's all about hate, but from the outside they are using some titles to deceive many, and especially in the West. And before I come to the state, always I thought highly of Western people as they are educated, smart. Otherwise, how come they have better technology and their countries are better than our countries where we grow up? I mean, obviously they are smart people. Then when I come to the state and I went to Europe, I noticed that being successful in technology have nothing to do with education or even being smart. There is a big movement sponsored specifically by European and specifically, sadly, by even Christians. And the movement is to boycott Israel. Boycott Israel. Why we should boycott Israel? Why somebody he can convince someone he supposedly Christian or he claimed to be, he is convinced that he should boycott Israel? And what is the purpose of the boycott of Israel? If you remember, when somebody made a cartoon about Muhammad, what the Muslims they did, they killed those who made the cartoon, if you remember, in France, and those who made the cartoon in Holland. The Muslims be caught buying cheese and milk from Holland. So boycott is nothing but a way of oppression, not as a way, or let us say, of something right. It is always the Muslims, they use whatever in their hand to enforce you to do what they want. Otherwise, we will make you lose businesses. We have money. We have population. We are going to be cut buying your cheese and your milk. No, for sure. They could not keep it for long, because the one who was hungry, it was their children's, not the people of Holland. So when they make this movement, and then we find people from Europe joining and sponsoring this, as you see in this video here. Those are a bunch of European from Ireland, and I call them a bunch of donkeys with no hesitation, because obviously they do not know even what they are talking about. They've been taught and they've been learned that Israel is an occupation. In fact, Israel is the one who owned the land, and those who live there, who they are not Israeli, they are the occupation. I am an Arab, and I say it clearly that this is the land of the Jews. And not only that, even the Muslims themselves, they admit that this is the land of the Jews. Even Islamic books, even the Qur'an, chapter 5, verse number 21, admit that this is the land of the Jews. If you go right now and search in Google, who is the one who built Jerusalem according to Islam? They say David, and after him, even Prophet Solomon, he built his temple there. And even they say that Solomon himself, his grave is there. So how the Jews are occupation if the Muslim, the Abdul themselves, they believe that this is the land of the Jews? spot where Prophet Sulaiman, this is how the Muslims they call him, Islamic landmark, this is a Muslim website, where Prophet Sulaiman, which means Prophet Solomon, he was buried. Remember, this is a Muslim website, not my website, not a Christian website. And this is what the Muslims they have. And what is that? You go down in the map, you will see that this is in the heart of Jerusalem, and not only that, it's just a few meters away from what the Muslims they call their holy mosque. Do you see it? Which is obviously not their holy mosque. The Muslims first time they enter into Jerusalem, it was in the 7th centuries or in the end of the 6th century. How this land became their land. They themselves, they are in occupation, and as you see, this is a Muslim website speaking about Sulaiman, who is a king of the Jews. Why is a grave there? Why his grave is not in Australia? Why his grave is not in France? Why his grave is not in different? Why here? Because this is their land. So what the Muslims propaganda is, they try to make you believe that the land is not the land of the Jews, and the Jews are aggression people. They took it from us. In fact, it is totally the opposite. Even their own silly Islamic books and websites confirming that. Even Sulaiman, when he built his temple, according to the Qur'an, he ordered the genie to help him in building the temple. Genie in the ball. So we as a Christians, why we should support Israel? I see not many people are joining us because maybe many people don't like this topic. But let me assure you, my friend, you cannot be a Christian and you go against Israel. For a very simple reason. If you, I'm not talking, by the way, if you like Netanyahu, if you like the Israeli government, this is not my topic. Actually, I don't even like Netanyahu. I believe truly he is a corrupt man like Muhammad. But this is not my topic. Israel is the land of the Jews. I don't care about this guy and that guy. You might not like things Israel as a government does, but you cannot deny as a Christian that this is the land of the Jews. Every single sentence in the Bible say that. If you are a person who believes in the Bible as your holy book, then you cannot be a Christian and you deny that this is the land of the Jews. As simple as that. The Muslims, they started this organization. It's called BDS, which means be caught, or whatever symbolic is. Be caught. Devastatement, sanctions. And they claim that the Palestinians are oppressed. You see, the Jews, they were oppressed for centuries and centuries by the Muslims. Muhammad, he killed them, he tortured them, he enslaved them, and the Muslims after that, they carry on the job, not only killing the Christians, but the Jews too. Actually, Muhammad is not only a person who killed Jews in the past, but yet he encouraged killing Jews in the future. Look what Muhammad, he says. As long they are talking about that the Jews are oppressors, as they claim, Muhammad is a person who is the same as Hitler. He believed in killing every single Jew in the top of this earth. Muhammad, he said, the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslims, our servant of Allah, or servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. If this is not satanic, if this is not fascist, if this is not Nazi, what is this is? Why those who they sponsor Hamas, and go and watch the videos of Hamas, we are saying we have to kill the Jews, we have to kill the Jews in the name of Allah. Once I made a video, it's called The Beauty of Hamas and the Ugliness of Israel. And because the Muslims, as usual, they sponsor anyone speak against Israel, they sponsor me just because of the title. And suddenly my video became #1 overnight in YouTube, like hundreds of thousands. Like, I post my video at night, I came back second day, and I look at my video like, what happened? The Muslims, they start posting my video everywhere just because of the title. But when you watch the video, you will see I'm speaking the opposite, proving that Hamas is the ugly and Israel is the beautiful one. And I made that title at that day because everybody is attacking Israel during the war between the terrorists and Israel. So I name it The Beauty of Hamas and the Ugliness of Israel. Actually, you can search for it right now. After that, YouTube, they deleted my account. Totally. They suspended the account. You believe it? So if you look with me here, and if you are a person who believe that Israel is a country who is oppression or doing oppression, did you ask yourself first, when those people who they claim to be Arab, they came to this land? I am an Arab and this is not our land. Never was, never be, never will be. Actually, according to the Muslims, even the Kaaba is built by Abraham, who is the grandfather of the Jews, which means the Jews have 50% of the Kaaba of Mecca. What about we give them the 50% of the Kaaba? As long as they claim that they are from Abraham, which is absolutely false. Somebody saying our Lord Jesus was a Jew, this is absolutely false. He is born of the Jews, but he is not a Jew. It's very funny of you to say that, by the way. It's not even smart. Because Jesus, his existence have nothing to do with the existence of Israel. Before Abraham I am, which means before Israel I am. So how that he can be Jew? That is silly, by the way. Be careful when you read, when you say, when you open your mouth. Jesus is the God of the Jews. He is not a Jew. But if you want to say you are a Christian, then you need to remember that all the apostles of Jesus, they were Jews. Shall we be called the apostle of Jesus because they are Israeli? How the one who owned the land became a person who is an oppressor, or he is doing oppression? How he became an occupation? Turkey is not Turkey. This is the Constantinople. Not long time ago, the Muslims, they took it and they killed all the Christian there, and now there's not even 2% Christians in Turkey. What happened to a country used to have 100% Christians and became 2% Christians? They killed them. Go and read the history about the genocide against the Christians in Turkey and Armenia and all the countries around, not only inside Turkey. The Ottoman Empire, which is a Islamic empire, they practiced the mercy of Allah over us. What happened to Saudi Arabia, Jews and Christians? I will tell you what happened. Just to show you how they lie to you, the one who suffered from oppression, it was the Jews and the Christians. Are we making things up, or this is true? Muhammad, he swear by Allah that if he became victorious, he is going to expel or kill all the Christians and the Jews from the Arabian Peninsula, which mean there was a Christians and Jews, and this is their land too. Have you ever heard of a country have only one religion? It's called Saudi Arabia. Not even one atheist, not even one gay, not even one Christian, not even one Jews. There's none. Because this is the religion of oppression, not the opposite. Imagine if Netanyahu, he said, I swear by God, if I am victorious, I'm going to expel the Christians and the Muslims and etc. The whole world will go crazy against him, huh? But Muhammad saying that, and he did that, there's no problem. So always they try to fool you and try to make you believe that Israel is an occupation. The fact it is not. Israel is Israel. It was there before the Muslims. You see, actually, why the name of the country is Israel? Do you know that the name Israel is exist in the Quran? In the yellow pages of Muhammad? But we cannot find the word Palestine once in the Quran. Do you know that Allah is the one who ordered the Jews in chapter 5 verse number 21 to go and attack the land which Allah assigned to them? And be my witness, the verse is in the front of your eyes. And not only that, because the Jews, they refused to kill those who live there, Allah, he punished them and he made them lose their way for more than 21 years. We have a brother there, his name is Abdullah Samir. Actually, I saw this video of this gentleman here. Hello, Christian Prince, we should talk. I am ex-Muslim. I saw your video, my friend. I'm happy to have you here. I keep hearing your name mentioned in my channel. Let us chat sometime. I will be happy, my friend, to talk to you. Just add me in Skype. Somebody give Abdullah Samir, give him please my Skype so he can contact me, and feel free to call me anytime you wish. Right now my Skype is open. I apologize. Always they always try to present something to you is not a truthful. You see, I'm not taking the side of Israel because Israel is, you know, if I go, actually me myself, if I go to Israel, they will not even let me go in the airport. They will send me back even though I have an American passport, for a very simple reason. I'm an Arab. I'm risk. Not because they are going to do oppression to me, but how they can trust me. I'm not going to go and take a knife and stab some woman in the street, or drive a car and go over some people in the bus station. So I don't blame them if they don't give me a visa, even though I always speak defending the truth about Israel. Actually, you know what? My Skype is open, but I do not know. Hey, Abdullah. Abdullah, if you want to call me, actually, feel free. If you like to talk about this topic for now. If not, it's all right. It's up to you. Uh, you see, for us, we have to be truthful. We are not taking a side. I'm not taking a side of Israel. If Israel was an occupation, I would say Israel is an occupation. As simple as that. But I cannot say that. Even the Quran saying that this is the land of the Jews. And be my witness. Allah, he punished the Jews for not killing what the Muslim, they call them Palestinians. So the Palestinians are not the Arab. The Palestinians are not the Arab. The Jews, they said to Moses, we will never enter the land. Go and fight. You, Moses, you go fight. We will not fight anyone. The Jews, they said, we will not enter the land until the people who live there leave. What the response of Allah? Allah, he punished the Jews and he forbid them from finding even their direction in the desert for 40 years. Because they refused to kill the Palestinian, as the Quran says. Which means it's a punishment from Allah because they refused to kill the Palestinians. Allah, he punished them 40 years of being misguided in the desert. Do you see it? If you are a Muslim, do you see it? So why they lie? Even their belief teach clearly that this is the land of the Jews. Are we going to play blind, deaf? Like you see today, look like, you know, people, they are not here yet. So I want people to be careful about what the game is. The game is the Muslim believe. They say, and I heard that thousands of times, Saturday first and Sunday next. What does that mean? It means we finish the Jews first and then we finish the Christians. Saturday first and Sunday next. Muhammad, he thought he finished the Jews long time ago, and then he started attacking the Christians. He never thought that the Jews will come back and they will establish their own state, which is their land and their right to have it. So now they are going back to Saturday first and Sunday next. We finish the Jews first and then we finish the Christians after. And as you see, Muhammad is no different from Hitler. You see, if we find this in the book of Hitler, that the last hour would not come unless, let us change the word Muslim with the German, with my apologies to the German to compare. The last hour would not come unless the German will fight against the Jews, and the German will kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree. By the way, in case you do not know, you better do. The Muslims, they praise Hitler. He is a hero. You will find his picture and his book sold in every library in the Middle East. And not only that, the stupid European and American, for tens of years they were sending money to Gaza and to Hamas without knowing. And what they do with it? They print the book. It's called Kifahi, which is the book of Hitler, and they give it for free to people who live there. We give them money, donation, to buy sandwiches, because supposedly, and by the way, it's the biggest business they are doing there. They have no job. For the last 60-70 years, they claim to be a refugee. Have you ever heard of somebody who's a refugee living in his land, supposedly? How you claim that you are living in your land but you are a refugee? Why somebody live in his land but he cannot make living? I will tell you why. Everyone is busy marrying 4 women and having 60 children. It doesn't matter where you live, you cannot feed them up. So who is the one going to feed them? The donation which is coming from the United Nations, from USA and from Europe. While the Israeli are building farms, manufacturing, building cities, the Muslims are having babies. They spend the day doing nothing except having sex, making babies, and then the baby go on the street and he find no job. So what he do? He joined Hamas. Hamas, they have salary, the money is coming from Qatar, the Muslim Brotherhood. Somebody have to provide, and those who sponsor terrorism, they provide. So those who they are going against Israel like crazy. Do you even know why the Muslims are fighting Israel? Do you think this is because of a land? If this is the case, that means you are a fool and you are stupid. The Muslims, they were occupied by the Ottoman for more than 400 years. Egypt, and I'm talking about Egypt, the Muslim, were occupied by non-Arab, and most of the time Albanian, for more than 1,000 years. The king, imagine, the king of Egypt is an Albanian, and nobody complained. The Ottoman controlling them, they don't complain. Why? Because they are Muslims. The French, they came, they occupied them for 20 years. They are kuffar, get out. It's not about the land, it's about religion. The foolishness of the Western is beyond imagination. This is not about a land. This is about a religion. As you see, the war is between not an Arab and a Jew. It is between a Muslim and a Jew. Can't you read? Is my voice coming, guys? The war is not between two ethnic group about a land. It's a lie. It is about religion. If the Jews there, they became Muslims tomorrow, nobody will ask them to leave. That is the fact. And how in the world they should leave? This is their land. This is their land in our book. This is their land in even in the Muslim books. So my friend, you cannot be Christian and you support somebody boycott Israel. Actually, the one who is boycotting Israel, he is sponsoring the Antichrist. What the Bible says, the one who denied the Father and the Son is an Antichrist. The Jews are coming to Christ, and actually all the apostles of Jesus, they are Jews, and they came to Christ and they accepted the Christ, and now every day the Jews are coming to Christ as never before. And even if not a single Jew will accept Christ to be his God, still this is the land of the Jews, because the truth is the truth. I'm not supporting them because they are coming to Christ or not. This is their land. It's like saying Japan is not for the Japanese. boycott Israel. A bunch of idiots in Ireland waving a flag, and they are boycotting Israel. The fact it is us who should boycott those Islamic countries who don't respect human rights. If you leave Islam in an Islamic country, what is the punishment? How those people, they speak that we are under oppression. If I leave Islam and I live in a Gaza, what is the punishment? Death. If I live in Gaza and I speak against the Prophet, what is my punishment? Death with no mercy. Who is the one who practice oppression? Why those people they don't see? In Israel, you can say whatever you want. Even the Arab, they can say whatever they want against Israel. Who live in Israel, who they have an Israeli citizenship, and not only that, Israel gave a Congress the right to be a congressman in the Congress or the Parliament of Israel. There is a TV program. It's called, or let's say, a project. It's called Memory TV. There you can find thousands of Muslim videos speaking and encouraging killing the Jews. I could not find somebody who live in Israel as an Arab and somebody he says we should kill the Arab and he can stay free in the street. The Israeli government will arrest him immediately. In Gaza, if you say kill the Jews, you are a hero. In Israel, if you say kill the Arab, they will be arrested, and if you do, you will stay in jail for the rest of your life. Who is the one is oppression or doing oppression? One of the funny answers the Muslim they say to you, we cannot be anti-Semitic because we are Arab. The fact none of you are first of all is an Arab. Arab is just statement, mean people live in the desert. Go and see Yasser Arafat, he look different, Haniya look different, everyone look different. Some of them they are blonde, some of them they have dark skin, some of them they have curly skin. I mean, you do not know who is what kind of a nation. Everybody look different because simply it's not an ethnic. Those are people who they've been forced into Islam when the Muslims occupy the land. Some of the Arab came who they are Bedouin of the desert, and they merged into the society and they forced the women into sex and they made them have their babies, the same as what happened in Turkey. When the Turkish, the Ottoman, they occupy Constantinople, this was 100% Christian nation, and they are white, to make it simple if we speak about ethnic group. And the attacker, they are Asian. But if you go to Turkey now, if you look at Erdogan, he don't look like anyone, he's an Asian. So what happened? Or Asian person? Because simply those are the children of the women who they are raped by the Muslims when they attack. And I'm so glad that in USA there is a good movement to punish those who boycott Israel. It is time to respond. It is time to respond. Those who want to boycott Israel, we should boycott them too. What about we boycott selling weapon to them? Let us see how they can protect themselves. Let us see how Saudi Arabia can protect itself from Iran. Let us see how Qatar, who they are biggest sponsor for terrorism in the world, can be protected. Oh, I forgot, we have a biggest base of American force in Qatar. Yet they claim, and the Prince of Qatar, he claimed that he is a very Islamic. What a hypocrite. The Quran in chapter 5 verse number 51 says, take not Christians and Jews as a friends, and if you take them as a friends, you are one of them, which means you are out of Islam. But I understand the Prince of Qatar is a practicing taqiyya. So I say, and this is my own idea, be caught those who be caught Israel. And me myself, I will be caught any company who they are doing that. Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Okay, don't open your camera for me, please.
Hello?
Yes, my friend.
Sorry, brother. I just wanted to let you know that I left Islam, and I was just eager to give you a call.
All right. Why you left Islam?
I left Islam because I had so much depression in my life. I had anxiety in my life, and everything was just going down the drain for me, and I didn't know what to do anymore.
But are you aware? Are you aware now that you will not get the versions? No, I'm trying to help you, because now you will not get version no more, and Allah will not make your penis endless. I'm just warning you.
Yeah.
So, is that okay with you?
That's all right with me.
Okay, I'm trying to convince you to go back to Islam. What about Allah will give you a bracelet in your hand and in your foot in heaven? Don't you want to have a bracelet like that?
No.
What about eating chicken in heaven?
Chicken?
Yeah, the Quran promised that the only meal in the heaven is bird.
KFC? What is it? KFC? I like KFC only.
Yeah, but no, it's going to be different. Sorry. I don't know. I'm just trying to convince you. What about the river of wine? Don't you like to drink wine?
You know what? Drinking alcohol is one thing I don't really like, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I enjoy it when I drink it, but like just drinking it, I don't enjoy it when I drink it. Yeah.
So now I cannot. Are you saying to me I cannot convince you to go back to Islam?
Impossible.
Well, I don't know. Like Muslims, they accuse me that I pay people to leave Islam. Did I pay you anything?
No. You didn't pay me a penny. I left Islam through a miracle, but after 6 months later, I started listening to your videos, and I was so glad I listened to your video because everything made sense to me.
So I did not give you any hamburger. I did not give you a hamburger or anything.
No, definitely not.
Okay, because the Muslims, they have a recording of me saying, give me one Muslim, I give you 5 hamburgers, and they claim that this is how I make Muslims leave Islam. I give them 5 hamburgers.
No, it's false, brother. It's false. A lot of Muslim people that leave Islam, majority is through miracles, and there's so many that leave in Islam through listening to your videos too.
I don't know. There's a Muslim. He was accused by the Muslim that I paid him $300 to leave Islam.
I believe it's false, brother.
Well, I believe it's false too, because if I pay everybody will leave Islam, I will be bankrupt from long time ago.
Yeah, I was thinking that was good.
And and how funny the Muslims when they say such a thing, that I make people leave Islam because I'm paying them. I mean, okay, the guy who you pay him today, he will, how it's an internet thing. I mean, he will go back to Islam tomorrow. He will get my money and laugh at me and go back to Islam. What's the point? How silly, how stupid. Anyway, my friend, so what do you want to share with the people before we go? What do you want to say?
Just as much as I've been saved, and I want as many people to be saved.
All right. How you think, as an ex-Muslim, how you think you can save them?
As an ex-Muslim, there's so many ways for them to save themselves, by seeking the truth, by opening their hearts, seek for the truth, by listening to your videos. because your videos make a lot of sense. I'm just surprised that it doesn't make sense to so many Muslims. And I don't know why is that.
No, it makes sense, but you know, a person who is watching first time, he will be upset. He will, I mean, imagine suddenly you said to him, "You are a fool." This is what you are saying to him when you show him how stupid this cult is.
Yeah.
He feel like you are saying to him, "You are a fool," even though you are not saying the word to him directly. But a person who pray to someone, he call him God 5 times a day, bend over, bend over, bend over, and then after all those years, he found that he was praying to no one.
Yeah.
I will give you something silly about what the Muslims do. For more than 600 or 700 years, the Muslims in Indonesia, they were praying in the direction of Libya. And then one day, somebody warned them that the direction of Mecca is not in that direction.
Okay.
So imagine, for 600 or 700 years, they are praying toward Africa, thinking that this is where the Kaaba.
Yes.
And after 600 years, because remember, if you don't pray in the right direction, your prayer is not accepted. So after 600 or 700 years, praying in the direction of Africa, you'll find that all your prayer and your father and your grandfather and your grandfather was for nothing. It's not accepted. So the problem with the Muslims, they don't even know what they are talking about, what they are worshiping, what they are following. You know?
Yeah. I'm listening.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you for calling, my friend. We'll let you go, and we will see someone else to talk to us. Okay?
And can I quickly just give the test?
No, it's okay. Sorry. You know, always when somebody he says, "I believe in a religion," and then you find out that he don't even know what his religion is about, how you can explain such a stupidity? You see someone, he's from Morocco, he is 50 years old, he go to mosque every Friday, he is an Arab, or let us say he speak Arabic, yet he think that Allah is a spirit and he have a spirit. And then he got busted talking to me, and always I see Muslims calling me and they think that Allah has a spirit and he is a spirit. And then they find out in the hard way that they are learning from a Christian prince who is Allah. How embarrassing. How embarrassing, how stupid. Muslims, they come here to learn about Islam from me, not the opposite. I never saw a Muslim he can answer a question or he knows what Islam is about. If you ask a Muslim who is Allah, it's a question impossible to answer. Nobody knows. They start saying to you he is the creator. The Qur'an says that Allah is the best of the creators. He's not the only creator. Even the Qur'an confirmed that the Messiah himself is a creator. Is that right? Allah is the best of the creators. This verse alone is proving to us that Muhammad is a certified idiot. And if you read what is behind the verse, you will not believe it. A guy who was the inscribe of Muhammad, his name is Abdullah ibn Sarah. Muhammad was reciting or saying to him that he received from Allah this part, and the man supposedly he will write down what Muhammad is saying. So when Muhammad he stopped here, the man, which his name is Abdullah, he said Tabarak Allah Fatabarak Allahu Ahsanul Khaliqeen. Muhammad he said to him, put it there. The guy he said, but what? He said, what you just said. So please be Allah the best of the creators, as we see in the translation. The guy he said to Muhammad, but I am the one who said that. Muhammad, he said, Allah, he sent it to me as you said too. Muhammad, he liked what the guy he said, so he liked it. He added. And I challenged the Muslim to say I'm lying. This is in their books, not in the Christian books. This is not in somebody else who don't like Islam book. This is in their books. So if you ask a Muslim who is the creator, they will say Allah, but the Quran confirm Allah is the best of the creators. If God, sorry, who is Allah, who is the God, who say the creator? So if Allah is the only God, how he can be the best of gods? If Allah is a creator, and to be God you have to be creator, and if Allah is the only God, then we should not have creators. Do you Muslims believe in creators, or you believe in one creator? We as a Christian, we believe in creator. The Bible says everything was created by him and for him. Him who? The Messiah, the Christ, who is, or he is, the visible image of the invisible God. The Messiah is not the best of the creators. He is the creator. Allah is the best of the creators, as you see. Now, if you want to say to me, this is an Arabic mistake, that's mean the Quran is not from God. If you say to me that this is an exaggeration, that's mean Allah is a liar. Imagine I say to you, I am the best in my classroom, and then you find out that I am the only student in that classroom. Huh? I am the best in my classroom. What do you say about that? Or let us say, imagine I'm saying right now here, I am the best in talking in the microphone, and I never allowed anyone speak with me in this microphone or share this microphone. I mean, how silly. I am the best child of my parents, and then later you find that I am the only child of my parents. They don't have brothers or sisters. I mean, how silly is that? How silly, how stupid, how untruthful. So as you see, the Quran is a kind of a joke, and the Muslims, they try to make it as if it is something fantastic, miraculous, amazing, astonishing. The fact, I find it amusing, funny, and stupid. Now, we don't want to go too much out of our topic. I want to remind you that if you are really a Christian, you be caught. Who is be caught in Israel? Because the target, by the way, is you. They want to finish Israel first, and then they want to finish you second. Today they be caught Israel, tomorrow they be caught you. You are no better than the Jews for them. The Quran says clearly that the Christians and the Jews, they cannot be friends to the Muslims. For me, I have no problem to have a Muslim friend. Seriously. I mean, if there is somebody who's good, I judge him by his good, not by his name or his last name or his ethnic or his color. He is good, he's good, he's bad, he's bad. But because I know that the Quran forbid Muslims from taking us as a friends, so now I have to be careful about considering someone to be my friend and yet he's a Muslim. Because how you say to me you are a Muslim, are you a Muslim or not? If you say yes, well, a Muslim, he cannot take me as a friend. It's not me who I don't like to take you as a friend, but as you see, your Quran forbidding you from taking me as a friend. And if you take me as a friend and you mean it, you are one of us, which means you became a Christian according to Islam, and you became an apostate, and you should be killed according to Islam. So take not Christians and Jews as a friends. Be caught the Jews and the Christians. And if you notice with me here, the Jews come first. Did you notice? Take not the Jews, be caught the Jews, and be caught the Christians. That is a religious war. It's not about Israel being aggressive or anything. And actually, I would be happy to live in Israel, or I would be lucky to be an Israeli citizen. What I got from my Arabian citizenship, excuse my language, nothing but shit. Nothing but shit. If you say a word, you disappear, you and your family. You are a slave. Even the Muslims, don't think the Muslims have a better life. The Muslims, they have no life too. If now we open immigration to the Muslims who live in the Middle East to live in Israel as citizens, trust me, all of them, they will apply. There is something I learned from my own life experience, that they teach us to hate America, to hate Israel. But if you go in the front of the American embassy, you find thousands of people sleeping in the street, applying for a tourist visa, hoping that the ambassador or the consulate he will give them a stamp, dreaming, praying, but they hate America. America is a big Satan. Israel is the small Satan. So why you are coming here and why you are desperate coming to here? America is in bed with Israel. Well, that would be good. But actually, the fact, this is not true. The Democratic Party, they are anti-Israel, and there's no question about that, most of them. And this is why they push two anti-Israel to be Muslims who to be in the Congress. Those people, they cannot make it to be in the Congress by themselves. It was the Democrat who pushed them. If you go to San Francisco, if you go to those liberal cities, you will find out how much they hate Israel. Go and see what Obama he did with Israel. Or you people have a very short memory. Yeah, Obama, he have that deal in the last 2 weeks of his presidency because he wanted Clinton to win. He thought he can bribe Israel. Did you ask yourself why 2 weeks before he leave he signed that deal? We will give you the aid. Give us the aid. Make Hillary Clinton a president. Ask the Jews in America to sponsor her. As simple as that. Not for the sake of Israel. Obama, he hate the Jews, he hate Israel for big time. Go and see how many statements he said against Israel. And he thought if we make this deal with Israel, we can buy the Jews and make them vote for Hillary Clinton. Surprise, surprise. The bribe did not work. He thought he can buy them and he can make them vote for. Actually, I believe strongly many of the Jews, they voted for Hillary Clinton because they are liberals in America. I will not be surprised, by the way, if some of the Jews who live in the state, they voted, even if Yasser Arafat want to go for presidency, they will vote for him. When you are liberal, everything is possible. So we as a Christians, we should not take a side against someone because of his ethnic or even because he is even a Muslim. If a Muslim, he is good to me, I'm good to him. As simple as that. If a Muslim is a peaceful, is, you know, this is a wonderful person. But if somebody want to practice jihad and he want to kill us just because we are Jews and Christians, then we have to fight back. And this is exactly what Israel is doing. They are standing for their right of existence. The Muslims, I don't want to say the Arab because this is a mistaken statement. Even the Israeli, they keep saying the Arab. Those are not even Arab. Where is the Arab? The Algerian are Arab. The Moroccan are Arab. Since when? The Egyptian are Arab. Since when? They are not Arab. There is nobody of their neighbor is Arab. The only Arab, if we can call them Arab, is the one who live in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Emirat, Bahrain. If we can call them, and they are actually, even those are not Arab, those are Indian. Arab is not an ethnic. But you will notice here from the Quran in front of us, the first teaching of hate, of boycotting the Christians and the Jews, is in the Quran. This is not a new organization. Imagine if I say, let us say I am somebody claimed to be a prophet, and I say to you, take not the Jews and the Muslims and the Hindus as friends. They will say, look how he teaching hate. Actually, even in the same chapter, chapter 5, verse 14, it says, Allah, he said, supposedly, he want to spread hatred and enmity between the Christians until judgment day. This is a fascist cult. Believe in hate, promote hate, and boycotting the Christians and the Jews is no different from spreading hate between the Christians. And by the way, I want to mention something to you, just to show you the hypocrisy of the Abdul. Once we were talking about Jerusalem, and I put my hand up to ask the teacher. I said, sir, who is the one who built Jerusalem? He said, David and Suleiman. Both. I laughed and I sat down. I said, thank you. Just we got the answer. He is giving us a speech about that this is the land of the Arab. They took it from us. We should fight back and take it. You just said that this is built by David and Solomon, and I said, and they are Jews, right? They are Israeli. He said yes. I mean, look at the hypocrisy. And then we went outside and we start talking as a student together. One of the Muslims, he said to me, why you defend the Jews? I said, what do you mean? He said, isn't it the Jews, they killed Jesus? I said, what? He said, isn't it the Jews, they killed Jesus? So why you defend them? I said, well, I thought they did not kill Jesus. He said, what do you mean? I said, according to your Quran, they did not kill him. So why you are saying they did? He said, yeah, according to my book, but according to your book, they killed Jesus. I said, well, which according is good for you? According to my book or according to your book? He said, no, according to my book. I said, see? So you have no right to say they killed Jesus. Secondly, Jesus, when he was on the cross, he says, forgive them, Father, they do not know what they are doing. So he forgave them already. But here you notice, they try to make you hate the Jews, and suddenly they are the ones saying that the Jews killed Jesus. They are fighting us, they are rejecting us, they are laughing at us, saying, no, Jesus was not crucified. No, this is not true. But only for the sake of the hatred agenda, suddenly they remind you that the one who killed Jesus is the Jews. Do you understand what I'm saying? We as a Christian, we should oppose anyone who teach hate. Anyone, doesn't matter, even if he is a Christian, because if you are a Christian, you teach hate, you are not being Christian. We fight the hatred of Islam. We are not fighting Muslims. Unless somebody want to fight me and want to kill me, I have the right to defend myself. And Israel is no different. It is not the Israeli as they claim. They are the one who attack. The fact, the story is different. The Jews, they entered their land by the agreement of the Sultan of the Ottoman. They were not invaders. They did not come with guns. They come with boats and ships as immigrants, coming back to their land, not immigrant coming here first time. Then when their number increase, the Arab, if I can say such a statement, in fact it is the Muslims, they decide to attack them and kick them out. They attacked them and they lost. So instead of kick them out, the Israeli were able to gain more of their land, not the land of those Muslims, because first of all, this is never was their land. Then the Muslims, they prepare for a second war and attack again, and they lost. And then the Israeli, instead of losing land, they gain back their land. And then the Muslims attack again, and again they lost. And they attack again, and again they lost. And each time they lose, they cry, we are under oppression, but they are the one who attack. And when they lost Jerusalem, simply what happened, Jerusalem went back to the real owner, the one who built Jerusalem. What happened, that Jerusalem was freed finally from the oppressor, not the opposite. And as you see, the Quran in front of us confirmed that this is the land of the Jews. Chapter 5, verse number 21, the Quran says that Allah said to Moses to tell his people, "O my people, go and enter the holy land which Allah has assigned to you." Assigned to who? To the people of Israel. By who? By Allah. And Allah is saying, don't turn your back, which means go and attack, not only just take it. Allah is asking them to go and kill. And then they said to Moses, people who live there are giant, and this is additional proof that those are not what they call themselves Palestinian today. Yes, Arafat is not even 5 foot tall. According to the Quran, those who live in that land, who they are supposedly Palestinian, are giant. Do you know what giant mean? Do you see any giant between those who they call themselves today Palestinians? Yes, Arafat, if you want to get inside the truck, he have to put a ladder to climb. And once he tried to get up, his pant split 2 pieces in his ass because he is so short. Where is the giant? So we as a Christian, we should support the truth. If the Muslim is right, we support the Muslim. As an example, if Israel did something wrong against someone, he's a Muslim, I will not support Israel. Let us give an example. Let us say an Israeli soldier, he raped a woman and she is a Palestinian, Arab, Muslim, Christian, doesn't matter. He is a criminal and he should be punished. As simple as that. But we should ask for the same from the other side. when somebody he take a knife and he stab a bunch of women in the street, and then the Muslims they dance in the street praising Allah for victory. How come those people don't see the oppression? That you are a human being, a child or a female walking in the street or going in the bus, but you are not safe. Somebody will kill you thinking he's doing a favor to God. What about we play the video where those who call themselves Palestinians, they were dancing for 9/11? Is that right? You can go right now and search it in YouTube. They were dancing and giving sweet and candies in the street. For what? For the death of more than 3,000 Americans burned alive. So always they try to present to you the story from, you know, from different angle, which is not even real. And actually, I don't know if you saw how many videos those who they call them Palestinian today, they are making false videos to make you believe that the Israeli are killing children and women and etc. Fabricated videos. You can go right now and search on YouTube. The same they did in Syria. The regime of the Assad is killing the Muslims. The Assad is a Muslim himself too. They fabricate movies about killing people and they got exposed. Chemical attack, chlor attack, killing babies. And by the way, I'm not defending the Assad. He's a criminal too. All of them, they are criminals. All those Arab leaders are the same. But they have a history of fabrication. Even the Muslims, when we speak to them about their prophet and we show them reference, they say this is a fabricated hadith, which means Muslims, they even have a history of fabricating stories even about their own prophet. How many times you heard Muslims saying this is a fabricated hadith? You know, a book of hate should be banned. And I hope that time will come that smart leaders will come to a decision to boycott the Quran, not to boycott Israel. Because I believe the source of all evil we suffer today is in this book. Boycott the Christians and the Jews. Why? Just because they are Christian and Jews. Do you see it? Who is the one saying that? Allah. At that time the Jews didn't have a state. They didn't have a country. They don't have armies. They themselves, they are refugee actually. Why Allah saying boycott? You see, when you say take not Christians and Jews as a friends, he is saying boycott. He is teaching hate. They cannot be your friends because simply they are your enemies. Do we have any Muslim here? You have something to say? Someone, his name Nazar, saying I bought your 3 books. Well, good for you, my friend. I hope you like them, and don't forget to make a review. Why is Putin bomb, my friend? The answer is very simple. The stupid American, they sponsored the enemy of Putin. Putin, he sponsor your enemy. The aggression started always from the West, usually. I don't know why the screen share is not working anymore. I'm trying to fix that. Give me a second. You know, when I'm afraid if I try to restart this thing here, I will lose connection. Hold on. I'm not sure. I know what happened. No, nobody can hack my computer. Mission impossible, not even Jibril. Give me a second, please. Hold on. All right, I think now it's working, right? Yeah. You see, always in the West, the media always deceive you and mislead you. If you remember, when the terrorists, they attack a small town in Russia, it's called, I think, Beslan, something like this, and they killed more than 1,000 child, and they are Christians. Do you know what the stupid George Bush he did? He invited the terrorists and he called them liberals. Can you believe it? Sorry, he called them rebels, heroes. How in the world? And they say to you that George Bush was a Christian. How those people, they killed more than 1,000 child in a school, and then 2 weeks after you invite their leader to the White House. And not only that, you look at the NATO, they are getting closer and closer to the Russian borders. It's not the Russian getting closer to you. Georgia, Lithuania, Romania, and lately Ukraine. Russia is just a country trying to preserve its right to exist. The European Union and USA, they don't care for religion, they care for business. Russia is a bigger threat as a business country. Until now, American, they need their engines to go to the space. Imagine, we cannot go to the space by our engines. Just last week, they have the first engine ever made in America to go to the space. We are buying their engines. And lately they notice that everybody is buying the Russian weapon, and Russia became a major supply of weapon, to the point Turkey itself is buying from Russia. Saudi Arabia is buying from Russia. Qatar, Emirat, Bahrain, Egypt, buying from Russia. Nobody is going to buy from USA or Germany or France. This is the whole story. Russia is not a communist country no more. The problem with China, if you go right now, you will see in the Congress in USA, they are complaining that Trump did not complain in the front of the Chinese government for not being good to the Muslims in China. What about not being good to the Christians? Why the Congress suddenly he just want to defend Islam? The Christians, their churches are demolished. The same day I arrived to China, a big, huge church fit for more than 23,000 member was demolished. The same day I arrived in the airport in China. The Congress don't care. They want to defend Muslims. Why? Because this is a topic they can use against China. And they, in the same time, they will not make themselves look like we are defending the Christians, we are defending the Muslims. Hello, we are Muslims. It's just hypocrisy. And now if we have a deal with the China, they will forget about everything called the human right. When Saddam Hussein was fighting Iran for 8 years, he was a hero. Saddam Hussein is not fighting Iran, he became a criminal. Al-Qaeda was sponsored by USA, trained by USA. It is the CIA and senators who went there and they were saying to them, Allahu Akbar, go and watch the videos, all videos. It is USA who trained them to be terrorists and to practice the real Islam. I mean, why people don't see the truth? You are wrong. Yes, weapons are sold by Russian and others, but their use a part of it that you use made by Israel, and it will not work otherwise. My friend, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Israel and Russia, they are not even friends, and they don't supply Russia with any technology, and they do not need anyone technology. You are mistaken. Russia right now is the #1 superpower in this earth. It's not America, it's not a China, it's not anyone. They can destroy the whole earth and they will not leave a single even ant alive. And this is why Trump, he decided to stop the agreement which Obama he signed before about nukes, because we are very short in nukes compared to Russia. We are no match. The Russian today, they have weapons nobody have, and you need more than 15 to 20 years to reach their ability. Nobody there to have a war with Russia. And look what happened in Syria. All European Union and NATO and USA sponsor the terrorists in Syria under the influence of the Prince of Qatar, who have a lot of money, who is buying companies one after one in Europe, bank after bank, and money talk. After all of them, just because Russia said we are going to stop you and we will not let you take over Syria, they lost all of them and Russia take over. Trump is taking his troops and he's leaving empty-handed, and Russia is going to take the whole cake. As simple as that. And the funny that the Russian, I don't know if you watch the videos, when the Russian, they were attacking the terrorists in Syria, they were hunting them like they are, if they are chickens. I mean, I never saw such a thing before. The copter, they were coming down almost to the ground, hunting the terrorists. I mean, how brave they are, how confident. And after all this war, I think they lost 1 or 2 airplanes. And now the Russian, they have an agreement with the Syrian government that they have a base in Syria for the coming 100 years, exactly 99 years, without paying even rent for their base. Big victory to Russia, and big lose for Turkey, America, and Europe. The Turkish, they wanted to take a big part of Syria because Syria, they discover a lot of gas there, crazy gas. And actually, this is the whole point of this war, is to fight Russia. Russia is #1 supplier for gas to Europe. And if we can take over Syria, we can run a pipe from Qatar all the way to Europe, going through Syria, Turkey, Europe, and then nobody need Russia. This is the whole idea. The Syrian government, they refuse to accept because they will not make the Russian upset from them. They knew the trick. It's all is against Russia. It's not against the Syrian people. And because of that, they give the green light to the Prince of Qatar to sponsor all the terrorists in the world with his money. And actually, we have to be honest. If not the Russian in Syria, all the Christians will be slaughtered today in Syria. Imagine if ISIS was taking over the whole country. They took almost more than 80% of Syria and more than 70% of Iraq, which is a very huge land. So if ISIS or Al-Qaeda were able to take over Syria, 3 to 4 million Christians, they would be slaughtered and taken as sex slaves by the help of Obama and Europe. While the Russian were fighting, and not only that, actually the Russian, they made a red line that you can play as much as you want. If you get close to the Christian area, we will have no mercy. We will use weapon we never used before. And this is why you will see during this war, the Christian territory in Syria, not a single terrorist dare to get close. And that because of Russia. So me as a Christian, I really appreciate Putin. If not Putin, all the Christian there and all our churches will be burned. So we have to be careful about how we judge, and we don't judge Russia by what they say to you in TV. You see, when Obama was in office, Fox News was saying when Obama is going to take a stand against Putin, when he will be a man enough to do something against Putin. Obama is gone, and suddenly, Trump he came, and suddenly Fox News don't talk about Putin. Now the propaganda switch is not the one who says that is the Fox News, it's CNN. So for 8 years it was Putin, he have to do something against Russia, and CNN saying no, we should not do anything against Russia. Trump he came, now CNN saying Putin is even partner with Trump. Are you kidding me? They are together, even he is the one who made him succeed. So now they're accusing even their president that he is even a spy to the Russian. It's a game. Politics is a dirty game, filthy game. All of them, they are corrupt, all of them, they are liars. But for me, if you ask me, I will never hate the Russian. Actually, the Russian, they have a history of saving the Christians in the Middle East. You remember the war in Chechnya. Maybe many of you do not know what this war is about. When the Turkish, they started slaughtering Christians in the Middle East, starting from Turkey, attacking Armenia, attacking the Assyrian in the north of Syria and in the north of Iraq, the Russian, they attack Chechnya, saying you stop there, we stop here. And if not the Russian, all the Christians who they are left there today, they will be done. It was the Russian, and only at that time the Russian, they were poor, they have no money. Even they sold Alaska to USA for $6 million. This is how poor they were. All of Alaska is sold to America for $6 million. Yet they always support the Christians. There's many churches in the Middle East are built by the Russian. During the Second World War II, I read the book, it's called The Church History, speaking in details about how the Russian, they involve in helping the Christians not to die from hunger. The Ottoman, they come to the Christian houses, they take everything, the chicken, the goats, their animals, their crops, everything, and they leave them empty-handed. How they can live? It was the Russian who they smuggle food for them. But people don't know the truth. Always they try to make you believe that Russia is the devil and Putin is our enemy. The guy, he did nothing wrong. It is the American who always do wrong to Russia. You know, when we decide to arm Taliban or Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, I mean, imagine if the Russian is arming somebody in our borders. I mean, what the American will do? Why always we legalize things if we do it, but someone else, he cannot do it? Why evil is good if we do it, and it is ugly if they do it? Well, Soviet Union, my friend, is Soviet Union. They are not the Christians. This is a communist. What does this have to do with Russia now? I mean, people are really funny. Soviet Union was slaughtering Christians in Russia, which means Russian in Russia, not only in Ukraine. And in Ukraine, they have a communist party too, who slaughter their own people. So why people are being foolish? And Soviet Union is gone. Now we have Russia, which is not a communist. Go and check the price of an apartment in Moscow, and then you will see that in Russia now there is more billionaires than what you have in your own country. Russia support terrorist organization as Hezbollah. Here we go. We go back to zero. You support terrorists against them before they support anyone. You support their enemy, they will support your enemy. Don't you learn? You see, people, they are not listening. Why it's okay for you to support their enemy? Why it's okay for you to sponsor Al-Qaeda? Why it's okay to support what they call themselves the Free Syrian Army? Why it's okay for you to arm militants in Ukraine, even bring Muslims to train them in Ukraine? But they are bad if they sponsor Hezbollah. They are doing what they can harm you. If you harm them, they will harm you. At the end of the day, the terrorists are the one who is getting the benefit because of your stupidity. Be good to them. They will not support Hezbollah or they will not support Iran. You have tons of sanctions in Russia. Is not Russia having sanctions in USA? Why you have sanctions on them? They have a sanctions because they took a Crimea. Crimea is the land of Russia. Everybody know that. This is not the land of Ukraine. Secondly, let us say this is they took the land of Ukraine. Let us say they occupy all of Ukraine. How come when you do the same, it's okay? Aren't you occupying Afghanistan? Aren't you occupying Iraq? Aren't you occupying Syria? So how come we can go and send our army and we take over countries and then they cannot do the same? Why it's lawful for us, not lawful for them? Do you understand me, people? You have to be fair. There's a lot of hypocrisy here. You get close to their borders. Ukraine is inside Russia. Ukraine is not a border country. Look what they did even with Georgia. Little tiny poor country, it's called Georgia. The American, they fooled them. They said to them, go in war with the Russian. Go, we are with you. The stupid leader of Georgia at that time, he believed the American. He launched a war. I mean, it's like a mosquito when it bites an elephant. The Russian, they crushed him in 2 hours. He looked behind him, he found the American, they flee. They said, bye-bye, we do not know you. You think we are going to fight the Russian for you? You know, look, I mean, look at the text. A Christian prince, Hezbollah is stealing innocent Christians and Jews. My friend, I know Hezbollah is a terrorist party. I know that Iran is a criminal government. But this is not an excuse for you to go after Russia. You are forcing them to support your enemy. Because you support their enemy. If you want to be smart, don't support their enemy and make an agreement with them. Don't support our enemy. We will not support your enemy. That's it, it's done. But you support every scumbag in this earth who want to kill the Russian, and then you ask yourself why they are supporting Iran and Hezbollah. Are we listening? Why it's okay for you to support their enemy? I mean, people don't want to see, and actually the one always he is starting the aggression is the West, is not the Russian. The Russian is the one is under the oppression, is the opposite. You are the one who have sanctions on them. It's not them having sanctions on you. So what do you want them to do? Until now, they speak about the Russian as if they are communist. But in Russia, there is no communist. What communist? Look what happened in the Black Sea. They start taking country after country and they made them join the NATO. Russia is a super powerful nation and they feel the threat. Those neighbors are not being friendly to me. Why you are getting so close to me? The distance right now between the NATO and Russia is not even 100 kilometers. It's not the Russian is getting to your border. And pray that time will not come and a war will happen, because that will be the end of the world because of a stupid leaders. They are called the NATO. If you keep making a pressure in this country, which is a super powerful country, is not a joke. The fat boy Jim Kong Chong Shi, what his name, he's a balloon. He don't even have like 1 to 1,000 billion of what Russia have, and he made the Americans scared to death. This balloon. What about the Russian? If this guy he have a 20-30 missiles, he scared the hell of all of Europe. What about the Russian? Do you really want to go in war with them? What do you want? If they are smart, they should come to an agreement with the Russian. Let us live in peace. Actually, they should make Russia join European Union if they are smart, and that will solve all the problem because there's no more competition. Our security is one, and Russia are part of Europe, and Russia is the biggest country in this earth, and you will not believe it how rich this country is. They have everything. You see, when somebody says we want to make sanctions in Russia, is like saying I will make sanction on the freezer, which is full of food. They have everything. They have the gas, they have the oil, they have the gold, they have the diamond, they have uranium, they have the wood, they have the water, they have the land, they have everything. They can feed the whole earth. How you can put sanctions in Russia? This is stupid. And actually, just to show you the stupidity, the more you put sanctions on a country like Russia, the more you make them rich. Anyone understand why? Anyone understand why sanctions on Russia is for the benefit of the Russian? Because they will not be able to buy your TV. They will not be able to buy your car. So what they do? They make it inside their country, which means their money stay inside the country. Good for them. If you go right now to the store, in any store in USA, if I show you anything I have in my house, everything is made in China. I have my laptop which is burned. I took it to fix it. It's a Macintosh. Guess what? The battery is made in China. The keyboard is made in China. The screen is made in China. Everything is made. Open, if you don't believe me, open your Mac and take a look. Your Apple phone is made in China. I mean, look what the Russians they have, and look what you have. Maybe the Russians they don't have good income like you, but at the end of the day, they are more rich than you. How much the American government is borrowing money? From who? From the Chinese. So if you want to talk about who is smart and who is doing the right thing, I say to you, I wish in USA and all of Europe we have a president like Putin. This guy is the biggest fox ever. He took Russia collapsing. When Yeltsin, he was a president. American, they love Yeltsin. You know why? Because he's a donkey. He will make America, who will make Russia weak. Russia is collapsing. America is happy. Putin, he came, and then things change. Time was, if anyone remember, the poor Russian, even they are selling their own daughters. Women, they are selling themselves online. Imagine how much hungry they are. And European Union did not help. America did not help. People are dying in the street from hunger. This is what happened to Russia after Soviet Union. Such a rich country. Putin, he took over. And in less than 20 years, look what Russia is today. And look what Russia was when he took over it. So my friend, you as a Christian, do you remember always I say I am against division? Russia is a Christian country. So why we want to fight with a Christian country? They are a Christian, they are Orthodox as a majority, and they are our brothers in Christ. It is for the benefit of who? To have a war with Russia, which not only is going to destroy the West, is going to destroy the whole earth. As smart leaders, they seek peace. The Lord, the Messiah, he says, bless those who spread peace, not war and hatred. The Russian, they are a nation like us, and they are superpower, and they have their own reasons to do things. Give them their reasons and take yours. Let us exchange goods, not bad. Trump, he came, and I believe Trump, he wanted to fix that with the Russian. But right away, the devil of the Democrat right away start accusing him that he is working for the Russian, so now he cannot do any step toward Russia. Trump from the beginning was saying we should be friend to Russia, if you remember. But the devil will not allow that. Because if we became a friend with the Russia, then who is going to sponsor the Islamic terrorism? Who is going to sponsor Hezbollah? We have to divide to conquer. If Russia is a friend to USA, and if Russia is a friend to Israel, then Hezbollah and Iran, they will not find a friend. As simple as that. And Iran will collapse. Right now, Trump, he made sanctions on Iran, right? But what is the benefit of those sanctions if the borders of Turkey and the borders of Russia is open? How silly. There's no sanctions. The Turkish, they are buying the oil from Iran and they sell it again in the black market. Turkey is not really part of the NATO. At the end of the day, they are Muslim countries and they don't believe in the NATO. they are sponsoring a Muslim neighbor country, and they will never sponsor you. Yeah, Cairo is founded by Hamas. Absolutely. You know, look what's happening. Hezbollah is growing in Syria, and to the point, not only growing, it became so big, so huge, and now it is taking over Iraq. So now Hezbollah is all the way from Iran all the way to Syria. So look how stupid the USA politics, and even how stupid the Israeli politics, because the Israeli, they help Hezbollah to grow. You see, I never thought I'm going to stay for that long, but let us open a map so we can show you together. And by the way, you don't have to agree with me. I mean, this is a personal opinion. What I see maybe is not what you see, right? You don't have to agree with me. Middle East map. Look at this. Hezbollah was only located in a very small area in the south of Lebanon. All right, in a very small, tiny location. Let us make a line so you can see what I'm talking about. Then a donkey, he was a prime minister at that time. His name is Ariel Sharon. He decided to withdraw from the south of Lebanon, betraying those who joined Israel from the Lebanese and letting them being captured by Hezbollah. Imagine overnight the Israeli army withdraw, and Hezbollah woke up in the morning, they found the Israeli are gone. So they attack immediately and they took all over this area. And then by that Hezbollah claimed victory because the Israeli, they ran away. This is how it looked like, because of the stupid decision of the prime minister of Israel at that time. And when many Muslims, they saw that Hezbollah looked like he was able to kick out Israel, Hezbollah became a hero with a huge reputation between all the Muslims, even the Sunni. Hezbollah is Shia, and the Sunni, they hate the Shia. But because of what happened, because of the stupid prime minister of Israel decision to withdraw like a cat, Hezbollah became like a hero. And then Hezbollah attack, and even actually before, attack the embassy of USA in Beirut, killing more than 200 Marines. The donkey, who was the president of USA at that time, who the people, conservative supposedly like me, they think he is a hero, he withdrew the USA army out of Lebanon. And instead of demolishing Hezbollah for killing 200 Marines, he ordered his Marines to withdraw. Look how stupid. Hezbollah again looked like as a hero. America left. Israel left. So by the help of the American and by the help of the Israeli, they promoted this cult and this party. The same as Obama, he did exactly when ISIS started. Obama, he invited 65 presidents to a conference in USA, and the conference purpose is how to fight ISIS. ISIS, they were like here. Yeah, you know, here, like small, tiny. 65 countries. 65 countries, you idiot. And ISIS name became so big around the earth overnight. Because every Muslim who is watching the news, when he see that there's 65 countries, they meet to fight ISIS, a couple of thousands of fighters, and then fighters from around the earth start joining ISIS by the help of Obama, the biggest advertising ever. And ISIS, they make tons of video promoting themselves. 65 countries, kuffar countries, they are joining together to fight us. The biggest promotion ever. To make it simple for you, imagine there is a rat, small rat, and there is 65 lions coming to meet to see how they can kill the rat. Who is the stupid here? And I believe Obama, he did that on purpose. Obama, he wanted to promote ISIS. And again, Israel, they did the same stupid mistake. They found that this is a golden opportunity. ISIS will fight Hezbollah. Hezbollah will shrink. They will kill each other. Hezbollah here, ISIS is here. Bing, 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 kill each other. All of them, they die. And then if we have to, we will kill them all at the end if we want. You know, we are Israel. But look what happened. They never thought that Russia is going to come and destroy ISIS and destroy Al-Qaeda, and Israel now have to suffer with the increase of the size of Hezbollah, and now Hezbollah is controlling all this area. All this area inside Iraq, all the way to Iraq, is not only in Syria. Hezbollah in Iraq is actually bigger than Hezbollah in Syria and Lebanon, with hundreds of thousands of fighters. And actually, the existence of ISIS made Hezbollah look like it's a legal force, because now the Iraqi government, they are paying Hezbollah salary. They have salary from the government. They are considered as a legal force, sponsored by the Iraqi government. This is why I say victory is made by leaders, not by armies. If you have a stupid leader, he will bring destruction, even if you are the most powerful country in the world. Leaders want to bring victory. Otherwise, it's very easy to defeat Hezbollah. But by the help of the West, Hezbollah is growing. And by the help of Israel, Hezbollah is growing too. Always look for the reasons for things to happen. Why Hezbollah grow? You will find that the reason why, because USA help Hezbollah to grow and Israel help Hezbollah to grow. Otherwise, they are no match. Look at this coward Netanyahu. He is in the office for how long? Long time. Before Obama signed an agreement with Iran, why did not attack Iran, destroy their facility? At that time, if you do it, nobody will say to him, why you did it. He did not do it. He waited until the American they signed an agreement, and suddenly he's screaming about Iran. What, you were expecting the American to fight for you? And now Israel, they found themselves, they need the help of Russia. They were fighting Russia, being stupid with the Russian, and now they decide that, you know what, we are being stupid. We cannot really fight Iran if the Russian did not give us a green light. We cannot bomb Hezbollah if the Russian says no. This is why last week Netanyahu, he went to Russia kissing the hand of Putin, saying, please, mercy. Finally, the Israeli state, they understand that you cannot be wrong with a Russian. Play the same game. Make them your friends, not your enemies. You make them your enemies, you lose. I'm not saying go to war, my friend. I'm saying war is there, and you cannot say I'm going to expose Islam by my tongue only. We are talking about countries where guns is the one who speak. You see, you are now in the internet, right? But if you are a person who live in Israel, you want to protect yourself, what do? You say, I'm going to debate the Muslims? Do you think Israel is exist because the Israeli are debating the Muslims, or because they have arm and weapon? What do you think? I mean, we have to be realistic. Here we do our duty to educate, but army is exist for a reason. I don't like war too. But me myself, I did join the USA Army before. Why? Because I believe it's my duty to defend my country. There's a time for talk and there's time for war. If somebody wanna come to my country to kill my people, then I have no choice but to bear arm. Right? Israel, they need a new king. His name is David, not Netanyahu. When Israel get a king, his name is David, Israel will be the most victorious ever you can imagine. As long as Israel they have a politicians, they will never have victory. It's not about numbers. It's about leaders and the ability. You see, Hamas, they can destroy Hamas, and I guarantee you, if Israel want, they can finish Hamas in less than half day. I mean, they are no match. Israel can burn the whole Middle East, not Hamas. Who dare even to have a war with Israel? For real, I'm talking. Israel is a super power, is not, don't measure it by the size. So why in the world you are afraid of Hezbollah? I will tell you why. Because they don't have a leadership who they are willing to take an action to destroy such a terrorist party. I said before, give me the army of Israel for 2 months and I will give it back to you, the whole area there, free of Hezbollah. Hezbollah will immigrate to the moon. You need somebody he have the will to go and take an action. Do you think Israel have nukes in Dimona? I don't care what they have their nukes. Good for them. If Israel does not have nukes, they will be nuked long time ago. The reason all those countries around them, they sign peace agreement with them, because they understand that they are no match. If you remember, the Quran says, the Quran, not me, says, cry not for peace when you are the uppermost. Is that right? Cry not for peace. The Muslim, they practice the Quran. What is the Quran saying? Never sign a peace agreement unless you are not the uppermost. And this is why Egypt signed a peace agreement. But this is temporarily. If Egypt as a Muslim country one day reach the point they are more powerful than Israel, they will demolish Israel overnight. Neighboring countries signing peace agreement with Israel not because they love the Jews, but because they cannot be the uppermost. Do we understand? So anyone believe that the neighboring countries, Muslim countries, they have really peace agreement with the Jews, he is stupid. They will never sign a peace agreement. It's a piece of paper, because this is against the Quran. But the Quran gave them option that as long you are cannot be the uppermost. This is what Muhammad he did. Muhammad he signed a peace agreement with the Arab, because he cannot kill them. If he attack them now, they will kill him. So he signed a peace agreement, taqiyya, until he is the uppermost. And then in chapter 9 verse number 1 he says bara. What bara mean? I dissolve, I break the treaty, I wash my hand from the treaty. Kill them all, go kill them. And this is what they will do when they got the opportunity to be the uppermost. If Iran is the uppermost, do you think Iran will wait for Israel? They will wait even for America. They will be knocking you left and right. Once a Saudi prince, he said to me, thanks to Allah, we don't have the power of America. I said to him, why? Why you are saying that? He said, well, imagine if we have the power of America, we will burn the whole earth. That is the truth. All right? That is the truth. And again, the war with Israel is not about land, it's about religion. This is not a land war. Many naive people think that they are fighting Israel because they are taking the land. This is their land anyway. And the Quran confirmed that, and we showed you the verses. It's just because they are Jews. And Muhammad, he said that clearly. That time will come and the Muslims will kill every single Jew in this earth. And Muhammad, he himself, he practiced genocide. He killed all the Jews, all the Christians in the Arabian Peninsula. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I'm not going really to keep this video. It's not really. I wanted to, Saudi has paid for 60% of Pakistani. It doesn't matter even if Saudi have nukes. See, nobody dare to play with Israel because their nukes is like nukes is a toy these days. It's not really a weapon. Because the issue is, can you reach your nuke to Israel? See, today, countries, super powerful countries, are not worried about you having nukes as much they are worried about, can you deliver it? Can you attack Russia with nukes? We cannot. Can you attack Israel with nukes? You cannot. They will shoot you down from far away. They have ability. You see the reasons a little tiny missile can go from Gaza to Israel, because there's no distance. It's like it take like less than 30 seconds, and the bomb will fall down, and it's a small bomb. But nuke, it cannot come that easy. They can destroy it over your head before it arrives to their head. If the Saudi, they decide to shoot a missile at Israel. If you remember, Saddam Hussein, he tried before. He shot many missiles at Israel. They did not even kill one person. Saddam Hussein, I think he shot, I don't know, like 60, 70 missiles. Huge ones. They did not even kill a cat. Why? Because the Israeli, they shut it down. So having missiles does not make really too much. You see, always it's about technology, who have the upper hand. Not only about owning a weapon, it's called nuke. Do you see Israel is afraid from Pakistan? No. Let them do their best. They have nukes. I don't know if they have. Why not? I mean, maybe. I will not be surprised if they have nukes. Why not? But that will not make any difference. You see, if the Saudi have nukes, I'm afraid it's going to explode at them. Those people, they don't even know how to cook rice. So how they will take care of a nuke? So it might destroy them. Having a nuke, by the way, is not really an advantage, especially if you are not an advanced country. I will give you an example. Which country exists in this earth is more advanced more than Japan? Japan is a super advanced, correct? I mean, who can deny that? Do you remember what happened when they have a nuclear facility who generate electricity was hit by tsunami? Do you remember what happened to Japan? They were terrified. The whole country was terrified. With all the advance they have, and this is Japan, this is not Saudi Arabia. So imagine if an incident happened in Saudi Arabia or in Iran. During the Soviet Union, there is a city, it's called the Chernobyl. I don't know if any of you heard of it. There was an incident of their nuclear facility in that city. The whole city is dead. You see, the Soviet Union at that time was a closed doors. Nobody knows what's happening. The whole city is dead. Chernobyl is dead. Hundreds of thousands of people get killed. Not 10,000, not a city. And not only that, the impact of that incident went to all around countries, and many people, they have cancers from the neighboring countries. When the incident happened in Japan, do you remember that they found radiation in the rain in USA? I mean, how far Japan is. They found radiation coming with the rain to USA. So having nuke is a curse, is not really a blessing to anyone, especially if you are a stupid savage who do not know how to use it. And I believe that those countries like Pakistan, they will destroy themselves one day. It's like giving a kid some matches to play with it. And just 2 weeks ago, almost they have a war with India. And if this war happened, the Indian will destroy Pakistan. Both they have nuke, but at the end of the day, India is a lot bigger in population and inland. So the Pakistani are not matched. Anyway, I hope I explained what I'm trying to say here. So just to confirm our topic, we as a Christian, we should not follow the Quran. Do we agree, guys? Do we agree that we as a Christians, we should not follow the Quran? What the Quran says? The Quran says, be caught the Christians and the Jews. So if you are a person who be caught the Jews, you are preparing yourself to be next. Because the Quran say clearly in chapter 5 verse number 51, be caught the Christians and the Jews. If you are a smart person, you will never be caught the Jews, even if you don't like Israel, because simply you are preparing for your next. You are coming next. Today we begot the Jews, tomorrow we begot you. This is the teaching in the Quran. This is not something an organization exists 2 years ago. As you see, take not Jews and the Christians as a friends, which means begot them. They are your enemies. This is not a movement against the Jews alone. It's against us as a Christians too. It's against the Hindus, against the atheists, against the Buddhas. Islam is a religion of oppression and teach hatred. If this God is a true God, he should say, love the Christians, love the Jews, be good for them. Live together in peace. What that will hurt Allah if He is a true God? What that will do? I mean, if we live together in peace, okay, you believe in Allah, I believe in Jesus. Why we need to kill each other? You buy from me, I buy from you. What's wrong with that? I have tomato, you have a cucumber. Let us make salad together. What's wrong with that? No, you cannot. Because this is a cult of hatred. So the second you agree to boycott Israel, you just agreed that you should be next. It's your death. You sign your death. It's just a matter of time. We finish with Israel, we will come to you. And that's why we hear always in the Middle East, they say Israel first, oh sorry, they say Saturday first and Sunday next. Honest to God, you can ask any Muslim. They say Saturday first, Sunday next. What does that mean? The Jews first, the Christian next. So for me, I take boycott to Israel as an act of hate, not an act of justice. What about you boycott Pakistan, who want to kill a woman for she is insulting the Prophet? Why didn't see that? Why human rights don't see that we should boycott Israel, which is called Pakistan? If Israel is an aggressive country, okay, let us put the name of Israel in every country who they do aggression, let us say. How many Islamic countries they kill you if you say a statement against Islam? All of them. How many Islamic countries they will kill you if you are a gay or a lesbian? All of them. How many Islamic countries they will kill you if you are an atheist? All of them. How many Islamic countries they will kill you if you have a date, or let us say you slept with someone? All of them. And you are talking about a human right, and Israel is the one doing aggression? So for me, to make it simple and to make it clear, I stand with Israel. Who like that, it's up to him. You don't like that, it's up to you. For me, I follow my Bible, and the Bible says that this is the land of the Jews. And the word Israel is mentioned all over the Bible. And the word Jerusalem is almost in every chapter in the Bible. And you cannot be a Christian and yet you deny that David is from there, Solomon is from there. You cannot deny who is Moses. You cannot deny the apostle of Jesus. All of them, they are Jews. If you boycott Israel, you should boycott Peter. You should boycott Paul. You should boycott Luke. You should boycott Mark. You should boycott John. You should boycott even Mary. How you can boycott Israel? I will never boycott Israel. And actually, I say to you as an Arab person, I wish all Middle Eastern countries, they have little tiny of a human right as Israel. Go to all those countries, say one statement against the president or a prince or the king, you will disappear. Do you remember what happened to this guy Khashoggi? They cut in pieces. I mean, have you ever heard of Israel cutting somebody pieces for writing article against it? Not only that, if you go actually and you see the jail of Hamas, they have a TV. Hamas jail is like a 5-star hotel. They have TV, they have doctor, they have Qur'an, they have health insurance, they have a mosque inside the jail. And go and see what they do to the Christians or the Jews if they capture them. They cut their hands, they cut their fingers, they chop their head, they burn them alive. Do you remember when they captured the Jordanian pilot in Syria by ISIS? What did they do to him? They burned him alive. That is the human right of Islam. Just today I saw in the news a Muslim terrorist who was arrested for killing, kidnapping, raping, theft, all those crimes. His wife today, she came to visit him in jail in France. She smuggled to him a knife. And then suddenly, during the visit of his wife, he jumped screaming Allahu Akbar when the two guards were close to him, and he stabbed two of them, and they were like shocked. He was screaming saying Allahu Akbar. And I assure you, now in Europe there is no execution. A guy, he might, I don't know, if we kill those two poor policemen, they will put him in jail again, and tomorrow he will kill another policeman. Because the system in Europe is stupid. They don't approve execution. A guy who killed many people, why you let him alive? And if you let him go, he will kill you. Why you want to spend the tax money, the money of the people, to feed him until he die and he live in a 5-star hotel? Right now they are capturing the fighters of ISIS, and they do not know what to do with them. Nobody wants them. What do you mean they don't want them? Take them to court. Death penalty for the killers. How come in Texas, in USA, if you kill somebody, you will be executed? Those are of professional killers, terrorists. You will let them go? Welcome to the West. And not only that, they are asking for the female terrorists to come back to Europe. And not only that, the stupid Trump, he was asking European Union to take back the fighters of ISIS to their countries. You believe it? Trump, he says that. What a donkey. Sometimes you do not know what to say. Sometimes you wonder who is the donkey and who is the mule. I don't see horses. I don't see horses. Anyway, I want to say thank you for being here, guys. I'm not going to keep reading this video because it became so long and we are out of the topic. We spoke about many things. But again, I remind everybody, if you are a Christian, be Christian. And to be Christian is to believe in the Bible. And the Bible says clearly that the land is the land of the Jews. As simple as that. This is literally the land of the Jews. Anyone who speaks against that, he is speaking against the scriptures, speaking against the words of the Messiah, speaking against the words of Jehovah. You like it, you don't like it, it's not up to you. Truth is the truth. And I'm sure that many Muslims will get so upset because supposedly I'm an Arab and I'm saying this is the land of Israel. How dare you, you're an Arab and you say that? I'm saying the truth. How dare you to say it's not? When even your Islam and your Quran, chapter 5, verse 21 in front of us, says it clearly that this is the land of the Jews. If your book saying that this is the land of the Jews, how you can deny that? Unless you are accusing Allah, your God, to be a liar. Allah himself is a Zionist based on this verse. Allah himself, he punished the Jews for not killing the Palestinians, who they are giant, and he made them lose their way for 40 years, as you read. So my friend, thank you very much for being here, and don't forget to watch the previous video which we did few hours ago, and download it and share it. And this video I'm going to take it down because, as I said, it's not really important. I just wanted to share what is my opinion about boycotting Israel. Thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you, and until we see you soon again, I hope tomorrow if I can. Until then, Christ is Lord and Islam is false, and see you soon. Thank you very much. Take care.